All right, we begin with the 5 News weather impact alert. We're calling for that for Sunday into Monday as we track a pretty potent storm system that's likely to bring rain, probably some snow showers for some folks. And for everybody, we're going to get a big old blast of cold Arctic air, dangerously cold temperatures. Now is the time to go ahead and be preparing. We're talking about pipe bursting cold temperatures for a lot of folks. In fact, there's a chance Northwest Arkansas may see an extended period of time, 48 to 72 hours below freezing. Here's where our storm system is right now. It's just now coming ashore out of the Pacific Ocean. And the reason I point that out to you is now that it is making its way ashore, our weather balloons and all of our weather model data is going to be able to fine tune a lot of the details and specifics with regards to the exact track that storm is expected to take. Once those details become a bit more clear, we can go even deeper into what we expect here locally. But here's where things stand as of right now. I do have a high degree of confidence that our track's probably going to look a lot like this. Generally speaking, that low pressure center is going to pass between Tulsa and Joplin, which is going to keep the bulk of the frozen precipitation to our north. The predominant precipitation type that we're going to see here locally is probably going to be a cold rain. And heck, there could even be some rumbles of thunder mixing in there as well. Now, as the system pulls away, we do expect a little bit of snow for parts of the area. Let's walk through the latest timeline. This is, of course, subject to some change. It's all about that weather model data now sampling better information. So this is subject to some change depending on what it picks up on. We'll have a warm front beginning to lift through the area on Saturday. And as a result, it very well could produce a few spotty showers, maybe a little bit of drizzle, but overall, not too big of an impact for us. By Saturday evening, we're seeing a little bit more in the way of widespread showers. This is where we could find some rumbles of thunder there as well. You start to see some sleet mixing into parts of central Missouri, parts of Kansas as well. But here in our neck of the woods, we're in pretty decent shape. We'll fast forward this until, let's say, Sunday morning. We're waking up early, 8 o'clock. We've got some heavier downpours here and there. We've probably got some claps of thunder, but still we're on the side of this storm system where our temperatures are likely above freezing, so not much of a concern. That low pressure passes nearby. This is noon, a little after lunchtime on Sunday. Perhaps there is a bit of a lull in the activity, but as that cool wind wraps around that area of low pressure, those northerlies, and it's going to get breezy out there. We're talking gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. That's really going to be doing a good job at pushing that cold air our direction. When it matches up with that precipitation, that moisture that's left in the atmosphere, here we begin to see the potential for some snow flurries to fly. The timing of this right now appears to really be at the earliest Sunday afternoon, continuing into Sunday evening. You'll notice, though, generally, a lot of this is going to be north of the tunnel. This is Sunday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Probably seeing a few sprinkles in the River Valley, but the bulk of the snow showers expected across parts of Delaware, parts of Benton, Carroll, Madison, Washington counties. We'll continue seeing some of those snow flurries through 6 o'clock Sunday evening. Some bouts of snow probably going to continue, I'm going to say, until about midnight. That's when I think things are really going to be wrapping up for us Sunday evening going into Monday morning. How much snow can you expect? Well, it looks like there's going to be a sliver of folks, especially I think US 412 and towards the north, maybe up to about an inch. Now, let me be clear. I'm not telling you everyone here gets an inch. I'm saying that's the ceiling that we're looking at, and we probably don't see much more than that. I think a lot of us probably pick up anywhere between about a dusting upwards of a ½ inch at most for the bulk of us. There will be some reports that are going to be a bit more isolated in nature, up to about an inch. Towards the south, parts of southern Washington, southern Madison, northern Franklin, northern Crawford County, maybe, just maybe, a few folks maybe pick up about a ½ inch of snow when it's all said and done. In terms of road impacts, this generally isn't going to be enough for that. Sure, we're going to watch very closely for a few slick spots here and there, of course, starting with those bridges, and we're starting with those overpasses. But in terms of widespread road issues, this probably isn't the event that's going to create that. I don't really see a big need to go get any milk and bread. I do see a big need to bundle up. As this system passes us, we're going to see a big drop in our temperatures, a drastic drop in our temperatures. Let's walk through the timeline. Here's 4 o'clock Sunday morning. Feels like numbers in the 30s, pretty typical for this time of the year, but it's going to be breezy out there. Notice this. You see those winds swirling? Well, that's going to be the center of our low pressure system, and those winds are really going to tighten up around that low pressure. So it's going to be a blustery day. Maybe you still have some Christmas decorations outside. I'd spend your Saturday, albeit breezy in of itself, to go ahead and move those indoors, because by Sunday and Monday, don't tell them where they're going to end up. That system passes on through, winds shift out of the northwest, and it starts to turn cold really quickly. This is Sunday afternoon. Keep in mind, precipitation for the most part is exited. We do have some snow showers passing through northwest Arkansas at this time. 24 is what it's going to feel like in Rogers, 17 Podo, 20 Fort Smith. And then, wow, it gets much colder. By Monday morning, we're waking up to near 0 degree feels like temperatures across northwest Arkansas. Single digits, 1 degree, 2 degrees. When they match up the cold air, there's going to be a lot of it with the wind, a lot of that too. That's where we get the wind chill values in the River Valley. Call it a heat wave if you will, but we'll maybe warm up to around 10 degrees or so. That's what it's going to feel like out there. In terms of snow, the bulk of it's going to be up to our north. We're talking about a pretty significant snowstorm that's going to be passing pretty much from Kansas City to parts of the St. Louis metropolitan area. We're here looking at between 8 and 12 inches of snow, mixing in with some ice, unfortunately, maybe a little bit of sleet in there as well. I point this out to you not to rub it in that the folks up north are getting it and we're not. This is actually going to play a pretty significant role in our temperature forecast going into the rest of the week. Keep in mind those winds, they're coming in straight out of the north, right? So those winds are going to be blowing over that snowpack, and that's likely to result in some even colder temperatures for us over the next several days. Mornings are going to look a lot like this. Sure, we got the 30s this weekend, pretty seasonable. But by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're waking up with actual air temperatures 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 degrees. That's it. A little bit of a warm up going into the latter half of the work week, but I'll tell you there's a lot of uncertainty with regards to what happens after Thursday. I start to take some of these numbers with a bit of a grain of salt, because some of the models are suggesting we're going to get another winter storm system. Others think we might just be cool and dry. That's yet to be determined. What we do have a high degree of confidence in is it is about to get cold, and we're talking dangerously cold. When you look at the overall temperature forecast, sure, the afternoons warm up a little bit, but notice northwest Arkansas. We're probably going to drop below freezing probably around 6, 7 o'clock Sunday night, and we may not find ourselves above freezing until Thursday. We're going to get close to it. Sure, there can be some room for error with some of these temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday, but if by chance it's colder than that, we definitely won't make it above freezing. I think once that system really comes ashore and we sample better weather model data, not only will we have a better idea of the storm track, but certainly the impacts associated with it as well. In the River Valley, I do think we warm above freezing, but only by a couple of degrees. We're still talking about some bitterly cold temperatures that are likely going to hang on the majority of this week. Even with that little bit of a warm up, if it actually happens, we're still probably not going to see 40s for some time. Your 10-day forecast across northwest Arkansas shows that weather impact alert. We're going to put that into effect the second half of Sunday. It's going to run through all day Monday. It's not just the rain. In northwest Arkansas, it's the potential for some snow accumulating there as well. But it's really, more than anything else, it's that bitter, cold, dangerous air mass that's going to produce some dangerous conditions for a lot of folks. We're talking pipes, pets, and people. That's what you really want to be focused on when it comes to Monday's cold temperatures. We stay cold the majority of next week. And here's that disturbance that could bring another system. I'm going to go with a 20% chance right now. There's a lot of uncertainty within the regards to the weather model data. One goes all in on a snow system. Another one says, yeah, it's going to be cold, but probably going to be dry. We'll keep tracking that very closely as well. It looks to be a little bit warmer the following weekend, back in those low to mid 40s. That's even then a little bit below average for this time of the year. Your weather impact alert in effect for the River Valley as well, beginning Sunday midday. Let's keep it in effect all day Monday. And at that point, we're probably going to be acclimated. We're going to be adjusted. Still going to be cold, dry Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This next potential storm system, I'm going to go with the 20% chance also in the River Valley. But I'll tell you, the current guidance from the models that think it's going to happen may favor more of a southerly track, which very well could place the River Valley in more play than often is the case in the winter months. A long ways to go before that gets here. We'll hope those details become more clear, and we'll keep you posted as they do. In the meantime, it's going to get pretty interesting this weekend. A lot of us are going to see rain. Some of us are going to see snow, and we're all going to get really cold by this time Sunday night. That's it for your 5 News weather forecast right here on 5 Plus. We'll keep you posted over the next several days.